There we go. Right, we'll do the countdown then. Oh boy, here we go again. We are back for a new season of Slipstream League Racing. I'm your host, Lover Lars, back again. And with me, for this round at least, and hopefully many more in the future, is the one and only Boss Man. I picked the picture for him, so you can thank me for that, Boss Man.
I'm here for the entire season.
Yay!
Hopefully. Assuming Ocean Chief doesn't hate me. I mean, you know,
Ocean Chief hates everyone.
Happen, but that's fair. No, next week I'll have a beautiful headshot of probably me on ESPN, and you know, you can introduce me as world-renowned ESPN broadcaster.
In that case, I'm very happy with the skill issue picture there. Anyway, welcome back to SLR. We are here for another great season, and as per usual, with pretty much every league I've ever been to and watched, we start off with the legendary, at this point, Bahrain circuit, which is, of course, 20 years old now. Debuted back in 2004. And hopefully on its 20th anniversary, we'll be able to bring you a great race here in the desert. Let's just switch over to the live feed, as we have a 19-car grid, only one driver missing. Ocean Chief saying he hates himself there, I just looked on the chat. Oh, and we have a problem, for goodness sake. Technical issues. Why is this not working?
This is where we play the Benny Hill music.
Pretty much, yeah. That's okay. That means I can swap over to this screen. Except I can't, because I need to actually change it in the sources. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
In the meantime, Molio asking why is every league a 3-letter acronym? Very good question.
Not every league is a 3-letter acronym.
Can you give us some examples?
I was part of a league called 10 Controls. That's not a 3-letter acronym.
Apologies for this, folks. F1 appears to be messing up a bit here. Okay. Okay, let's check that now. Do we have a feed?
We might.
Drum roll. Hey, we got it working. There you go. So, apologies for that, but these tend to happen. At least we're still doing better than FOM ever did. So, on our grid for this season, we have in the Ferrari, Gurla, Tug, I'm assuming that, or Tuge, in the Aston Martin, Finsick in the Kick Sauber. For some reason, my controller is double skipping down the names for some reason. Justin Aerts in the Alpha Tauri. Screw you, that's what I'm calling it. Verch locking up there in the Red Bull. John Wick in the other Red Bull. Skolin in the Williams, going very wide off track there. Crystals in the Ferrari. I really don't know why this is double skipping. Smelto in the Haas. Makender going very slowly there in the other Aston. Basco back again in the Haas and going well off track there. I love how every time I call out their names, as if to showcase the talent of these drivers, we see them doing shenanigans. AR Gamer in the second Alpha Tauri, who has just pulled a power slide up the hill there. Meepo in the Williams. Christian in the McLaren. Naikau in the Mercedes. Eagle Ghost in the Alpine. Tunari in the other Mercedes. The second McLaren occupied by Noah Icorpri, I think. And Jammy bringing up the rear in the Alpine. I'm going to try disconnecting and reconnecting my controller because for some reason the things are not working.
And for everybody listening to the stream right now, I can promise you, I will mispronounce all of those, not because I'm trying to be offensive, just because I'm American and that's what I do. So, it will be a slightly painful commentary.
Well, great. My trigger on my controller appears to have messed up, so I'm going to have to use the left one only to scroll backwards through the names. So looking out on track, we've got basically everyone out on track. We've got some voices in the chat there, just while we're waiting for people to come around here, as we've got some times up on the board. Who have we got? Everyone agreeing about the 3-letter acronym thing there. Molio is Joel, apparently. Hello again, Joel. Good to see you in the chat there. Only the good ones have 3 letters. That's why we have 3 letters, you see. And also Italian Pride. Come on, Federico. Where's Federico? I don't know who Federico is.
Is that Kick Sauber?
Is he? I've lost him.
I don't
Well, we're missing a Sauber anyway. That's the only car we're missing. So
there we go. Maybe the Italian. Oh, Crystals.
Crystals, that'll be it. Yeah. Ferrari. Yep. Ocean Chief saying there.
Ferrari.
Ocean Chief saying there he thinks 72% of the grid is going to finish. Now we'll have to do some maths here. What's let's see, 19 divided by 100.
He then followed that up by saying 61% of all stats are made up. So
100% of Ocean Chiefs are annoying little sons of guns as well, apparently. But anyway, looking at the cars that have yet to set a time, who we got out on track. Gurla locking up going through the top of the hill there. We've got Finsick coming up through Sector 3. Everyone seems to be locking up at the top of the hill there. John Wick, Makender, Basco, Jamie is just heading out there. So it should be Gurla coming to the line first in the Ferrari to set their lap. Admin abuse. I'll show you admin abuse, boy. I ain't no admin anyway, I'm just a commentator. As Gurla goes up to P6, we have Nyka. That was one of the Mercedes. Was that, well, that's Eagle Ghost there. John Wick, yep. Everyone's saying their initial banker times. I do apologise if we lost a bit of track, but obviously we had the technical difficulties, and the game doesn't do a very good job of telling us who's on an out lap and who's on a hot lap. Do you know what? At this point,
well, Jamie is down on an out lap in the Alpine. We've got Noah at the top, Christian, Makender, Tenori, and Justin the top 5. So it is. People are starting to set some times. We still have 11 minutes to go. It's gonna be an interesting 11 minutes.
I'm going back to traditional controls here. I'm using my keyboard to change the drivers because that trigger is annoying me. And that's also slightly concerning because I have a race on Sunday. I need to get my wheel fixed, and now I know that my throttle, because that's the same button for the throttle, is not working on my controller. So there goes my backup.
You can
oh, do you know what? That reminds me. I know who we're missing from last year. Keyboard Magnuson.
Oh,
that's who we're missing because he was in the other Kick Sauber.
Ocean Chief, what happened to Keyboard Magnuson? Chat.
He was legendary. We want that boy back in.
Chat, what happened to Keyboard Magnuson?
Keyboard broke. Tugs in the pits there. Basco, look at this craziness as Basco tries to find a clean out lap. Jamie is on a lap in the Alpine. One of only 3 to set time. He's in tier 2.
Ah, well, he got demoted.
He also apparently just black smoke in the pits, whatever that means. As Jamie sets a purple sector 1, according to the timesheets. We'll keep an eye on him. But comparing it to last year, it seems that the McLarens are starting as they mean to go on. They won, of course, last year. And the constructors as well. Against a very competitive Alpine, if I recall correctly. Although Alpine not doing so hot. But McLaren with their 2 new drivers, starting as they mean to go on, hopefully. And again, another big lockup at the top of the hill there.
I don't know that it's necessarily big lockups. I think it's the game being dumb. It seems like every corner. Yeah, like right there, we got a little bit of smoke. I don't think they're abusing the tires that much, but I could be wrong.
I mean, Bahrain is quite hard on tires. It's a very fast track, very hot, obviously, as well as Jamie goes to P5. Basco starting his lap, as we have Eagle Ghost coming around to finish in the other Alpine, who of course have been in the news this week in Real Life F1. We do like to link it to Real Life F1, and they will actually be driving Mercedes power units in the near future, because Renault apparently can't do anything right. Vasco getting a slipstream from his teammate, actually. Sorry, looking at this.
Yes, and this is going to hinder his lap a little bit here through this middle sector. It's not flat out around that S section. If you catch somebody at the wrong spot like he did right there, entering, I think that's turn 7, it can certainly slow down your lap, and as he gets a face full of smoke down the hill and around the corner.
Just as he's going along the back straight here, we also have our resident scientist in the chat, Molio, saying, technically it can't be smoke, no smoke without fire, it's burnt rubber due to friction. I think our scientists have forgotten that if something is burning, it tends to have a little bit of fire, if not some sort of heat, energy through it. You might want
I
to go
also
back and
didn't
do your
ask.
GCSEs again.
I didn't ask. No.
But anyway, Basco coming. He'll have gained a lot through these sectors here. It's a question of how early he had to go on the brakes at the end of the S's there, because it looked like he went quite early. Maybe not gaining as much. It's a 120. It's only P7 for Basco. I think he went a little bit early on the brakes, as you said, coming down the hill there. The only driver left to set a lap time is Tug, who is going through Sector 2 now. Apparently purple, but that could again be a glitch, because we've had that glitch for about 3 years. Yes, we love to harp on about Codemasters glitchy games, but we still keep coming back to them, so who's the real fool here? Around the final corner. Pole time is 1:20. Oh, no! Ooh, that was close. How did he not wreck the car into the wall there and still came across the line with a 1:28?
Still faster than Eagle Ghost.
That's embarrassing.
Nike.
As Justin takes provisional pole, first time into the 126s. We've got a Mercedes coming to the line. That will be... where's he gone? That will be Nikau, I believe. Starting his lap.
It must not be Tug. It must be Touge, because Ocean Chief said that was huge for
I mean, it could be both.
Touge.
It could be either. We'll
It
have to
could
ask.
be.
Verge
I
goes
mean,
to P7.
As I said, I'm American, so I can kind of say whatever I want.
I mean, if you ever call crisps chips, I'm going to slap you. But aside from that,
they are chips.
They are crisps.
They are chips.
I will throw you out of this com box, I swear down. But anyway, we've got the two Hasses going nose to tail again as Basco invalidates. And actually, both of them racing into the pit lane there. Smelto overtaking Basco on the entry to pit lane. I mean, I know you like to race, boys, but steady on here. Meanwhile, in Ferrari land, as I tried to press the Ferrari button and then they immediately jumped up, Crystal's up to P9, Gurla was up to P5, but gets swiftly replaced by Tunari in the Mercedes, who goes up to P4. Christian up to pole with a 126.8. That was Finsick in the background, starting his lap. Oh no, finishing a lap, he went up to P11. Who else have we got here? Sorry for talking over you so much, by the way, friend, but
No, that's okay.
trying to keep track of everyone. Codemasters, you really do need to improve your stuff for commentators. Like, this is ridiculous. I'm losing track of everything here.
They're starting to just say words in the chat that I think they want me to pronounce.
Go for it.
Like
as AR Gamer power slides around the final corner.
Zucchini and panini.
That's how you say them. Why is AR Gamer reversing up the track and he's disqualified himself? No, we caught that all on camera.
What's wrong with me saying zucchini?
It is a zucchini. Oh yeah. No, they'll want you to call it by its European name, which is an eggplant.
No, eggplant is something entirely different.
I thought they were... Wait, isn't the zucchini the purple thing?
No, zucchini is green.
Wait, what's a zucchini then?
A zucchini is like... It's like...
Oh,
I
no,
don't know
sorry.
how to describe it. It's like this long green thing. Eggplant is like...
Oh, a courgette. That's what we call it. Sorry, I got them mixed up. We call that a courgette over here. Or the French call it that, anyway.
Yeah, well, the French are stupid.
I mean, I agree with that. As a Brit, I agree that the French are stupid.
The zucchinis, as Molio says, zucchinis are kind of like cucumbers.
Well, then just call it a cucumber.
Well, it's not the same as a cucumber.
I like how everyone has come into the pits as if they're all just going to switch over to the stream and watch this debate.
Zucchinis are not the same as cucumbers.
We literally have everyone in the pits, so we might as well continue on with this debate here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you like. Zucchinis are not the same as cucumbers. Cucumbers is an entirely different plant.
Look, I got mixed up with the name zucchinis. It's aubergine.
Why would anybody call it that?
Wait, aubergine.
Sidewalk?
Wait, hang on. Eggplant. What's a courgette then? I'm getting all mixed up.
Dude, I don't know French. I took Latin in high school. Well,
you took Latin?
Apparently now I'm supposed to say sidewalk.
Well, we call it a pavement.
Well, pavement is the road. Pavement is what the road is made out of.
No, we call the road a road. Funny enough.
Well, I mean, yeah, but pavement
I mean, both. To be fair, both of those make sense.
Yeah,
because
pavement is what
you know
the
it's a
road
it's a
is made of.
paved area to walk on. That's why we call it a
Yeah.
pavement, and it's a sidewalk because you walk at the side. Both of those work. Like
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, we got some more cars back out on track, so we shall continue the second war of independence later on. 3 minutes left on the clock. Final runs are starting now. And
I'm throwing
leading the
tea
charge.
in the harbor, by the way.
What's that? Sorry.
I said I'm throwing tea in the harbor.
That's fine. I don't drink tea.
Good.
It's overrated. Anyway, leading
It
the
is.
charge will be John Wick. He's definitely back. And also voicing Shadow in December, so there you go. I want him to change his name to Shadow the Hedgehog when the film releases in December.
That would be
That would be
goated.
brilliant.
I actually haven't seen the first Sonic movie.
It's surprisingly good. Well, you haven't seen the first two then. Both of them are surprisingly good. I mean, they are films for kids, but they're those good kinds of kids films where a grown-up can go and enjoy it because the jokes are funny, it has references to something from your childhood.
I think there's an Indy 500 joke in the first one.
You would hear the Indy 500 joke, wouldn't you?
I absolutely would hear the Indy 500 joke.
You're
I go to
re-
the Indy 500 every year.
You're really outing yourself here as a true American, here, which is fine.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, I am not as American as they come. I don't own a gun, but
That's heresy at this point. But anyway, right, let's actually focus here. AR Gamer will be dealt with in the near future, I'm sure. John Wick is starting his final run, and here he goes. Starting off on the dirty side of the track, which is kind of surprising.
well, you just kind of let the car drift down towards the middle of the straightaway. It scrubs off less speed.
Misses the apex, though. It'll be Justin Lurch who comes behind him, followed by Crystals. As the Red Bull heads to the top of the hill. Turns in. That was clean enough. Checking the sector times. 10th and a half up. That wouldn't even put him in the 27s at the minute, though. John Wick has a lot of work to do if he wants to get anywhere near Christian, who's currently on provisional pole. Neat through turn 10. That's the why it's so easy to snatch a break and run wide. We've got yellows in sector 2. That's a Ferrari diving out of the way. Presumably that will be Gurla, who has just started their outlap and is having to dodge all the traffic. 50 seconds. Tell you what, Gurla's going to have to go some. They're still letting traffic through and they've only 45 seconds left on the clock. Coming through into sector 3. My throat is dying on me. Gurla is still letting people by. Gurla's not going to make it. Around the final corner. Keeps it clean. Already recharging though. John Wick basically our battery comes to the line. Moves up to P8. Next up is Justin. Can he snatch pole? He's at 1.4 tenths up. Actually goes 4 seconds slower? Question mark. Then we've got the two Mercedes. Or sorry, the two Astons, I apologise. The colours look very similar. Makender is currently up to P5. Any other changes? Jammy goes up to P4. Verch is P11. Christian undermines his authority by a slight improvement. 126.672. Next across the line will be Tunari. 2.5 tenths up. Still nowhere near pole time, but could potentially launch him into the 126s if he's kept the third sector clean. Goes to P3, just outside the 126s. Next up, one of the Alpines. It's certainly not Eagle Ghost. It's Jammy, who goes P5. Gurla goes P6. Skolin only manages P12 as Finsick aborts his lap. That was Tunari, but it's Noah in the other McLaren who takes pole, 126.5. Just one of the Haas's left to go. He's already down on his lap. Eagle Ghost is still going around, just trying to see who's left here. So Makender has invalidated. Eagle Ghost is coming around the final corner now, as is Touge, or Tug. And Touge is improving. To P5, that's a great improvement. Eagle Ghost does not improve. What a leap up by Tug, or Touge. I'm saying both of them effectively. And I think that's all she wrote, because I believe Makender has invalidated, and indeed he has. So, it's a McLaren front row lockout. The defending Constructors' Champions underline their authority, I should say, with a 1-2. But, will we have papaya rules? Will there be team orders of this, immediately? Will they have an agreement? Or is it going to be a fight between the two of them?
I think that was a great qualifying session from the McLaren boys, as we talked about. They are the defending Constructors' Championships. They start out the season exactly where they left off last year, and that's really what they wanted to do. Justin, I believe, is the defending Drivers' Champion. He's top 3. Tenari in 4th in that Mercedes, and then Tujin in the McLaren. The Aston Martin in 5th. A lot of Finnish guys up at the top.
Shout out to the 8 Finns in the grid, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah.
We counted them, by the way.
We did. Before, it was hard for Lars to count them, but I was able to help him through.
Hey, I have no problem with the Finns. Some of my best friends are Finnish.
I didn't say you had a problem with the Finns. I said you.
Oh, no, it's just when you said it was hard for me to count them. I mean, it is hard for me to count them, especially when it snows and they all disappear, but
We're never going to be allowed to do a Tier 1 race again.
Probably not. Oh, sorry, it was Mercedes were construct. Do you know what? Yes, I'm thinking of Tier 2. I'm a moron. Mercedes were the Constructors' Champs. Sorry, I'm a moron because I commentated Tier 2 last time. Why has got this?
Go on an entire 30-second tangent about how good McLaren is, and you lied to me?
I didn't lie. I had a derp. Also, Haas, are you going to let an entire racing group talk to you like that? RGP Racing saying, why Haas got this unmentionable word? That's an entire racing league talking crap about Haas. Are you going to sit there and take it, boys? Any formation lap? That's a good question. No one told me. Management didn't tell me a lot of things.
Yeah, Ocean Chief.
Ocean Chief says negative. Well, there you go. Staff just told me. Thank you. So no formation lap. 5 red lights. And SLR is going Bahrain. Noah gets an okay launch. Justin looking to try and make the move as he forces one of the Astons off the track. Goes around the outside of Christian and moves up to P2. Noah holds on to the lead. Tunari battling away with Tug there, who's up to P4. We've got small position changes throughout the field, it seems, but no major disasters at the minute, as we see Jamie trying to get ahead of Meepo there, and does so. And
Meepo
car
off in the background.
We have a car off. That is Smelto in the Haas. Okay, maybe RGP was right talking crap about them, as everyone leaves a lot of vape trails down into the hairpin. But as it stands, it is Noah from Justin, from Christian, from Tug, from Tunari, from Gurla, Jamie, Makender, Meepo, and John Wick in the top 10. I'll just bring up some details here for you folks, looking at the winners and losers off the line. As I said, not many major position changes. Biggest winner off the line was AR Gamer, up 4. Biggest loser, Smelter, with that collision. He's down in 19th, down 6 places. Aside from that, it's mostly 1 or 2 positions gained or lost. Our reigning Drivers' Champion, Justin, having started 3rd, is immediately in pursuit of the lead. And looking, there'll be no DRS on this lap, but he doesn't care. He's going to go for the lead. Pulls out of the slipstream as Noah sets the fastest lap. And Justin has taken the lead. So Justin leads down into turn 1. Sorry, last wee bit before I let you in there. Just looking at the tyres. I know everyone likes the tyres up there. Most running the hards, a few on the mediums. AR Gamer and Gurla on the softs. That's an interesting call.
That was a great race start from Twos. You saw him go around the outside of 3 wide in turn number 1. He was able to get the traction off of the corner. We've got a yellow flag. Night Cow is out. He spun at the exit of turn number 4. He buries it in the tires, and we have a safety car.
Oh no, he's done the Leclerc, has he? He's gone into the wall there. it's a rather unusual spot to lose it, to be honest, especially to go that far out and break the car. But Nyko, probably carrying too much speed at the top of the hill, brings out the first appearance of the safety car this season. We only lasted 2 laps before Bert Mylander showed up. He's going to have a busy season this season. As the tyre strategies come up there, a 3-stopper being recommended now. So tyre deg must be very high according to the game. But looking at the strategies there, so, I mean, this can help. This doesn't really do much for anyone at the minute. The hard compound runners can go on a bit longer. I'm not too sure they'll be able to make a 1-stop work, but they could comfortably go on to the mediums. Gurla and AR Gamer will be interesting cases starting on the softs. And, oh, that was Justin trying to fake a few people into the pit lane. It didn't work. I mean, what is the play here for the soft compound runners as we have... speaking of the soft compound,
couple cars into the pits in the background. I think that this plays best into the hands of the soft compound drivers. AR Gamer can get these softs out of the way, and then he can go mediums, hards to the end. And if you're somebody like Gurla, who is on the soft tires, you can extend this run by probably a handful of laps, maybe 2 or 3 laps. Go to closer to lap 7. Maybe lap 9 before you have to come in and change your tires. So it definitely benefits the soft drivers. You don't potentially have to make as many pit stops, and you have the advantage of speed at the beginning of the race.
Scolion must have had some damage there because the Haas is double stacked and Scolion still came out at the back. So I know that Smelter was the one who took a little spin on lap 1, but he seems to have got his damage all repaired. So 2 medium runners changing for hards, 2 hard runners changing for mediums. So we'll see how that goes. I have just been pinged in Discord. I am not alt-tabbing because I just got my blooming shortcuts to work, so you don't have to see my pause screen too often. But while we're under safety car, if you'll bear with me there. So, of course, we have no idea how well the running works with their setups, but realistically, how far can Gurla take those softs? Because we all know that even if it wasn't for the high deg around this track, the soft compound tire is, well, to be blunt, it's crap on F124. The hard tire is the tire that most will go for. It's such a good tire, in fact, that the official Creators Series on YouTube actually has banned the hard tire. You're not allowed to run it in the races because it makes it too dull and boring.
Yeah, I think, you know, as I said earlier, I think laps 7 to 9 is really his window. I think 5 to 7 would have been his window before the safety car. I think that that the safety car extends his window by just a tad, maybe not enough to make this advantageous, but he's already gone 3 laps on the soft tires, so he only has to make it probably 4 to 5 more laps, and you would expect the safety car probably in this lap. The entire field is bunched up behind the safety car. It's definitely going to be an interesting decision as to what he does and how many stops he takes, whether he goes to the hard tires or the medium tires. And Molio in the chat, he does certainly need a crew chief. Chad Knaus would be a big help right now.
Yeah, indeed. I'm surprised, honestly, safety car didn't come in at the end of that lap because the field had caught up by that point, but maybe they were just slightly too short. I mean, as I say, the main advantage, of course, is the main reason you run the soft tires early on in the hopes of a safety car is it means that it does open up your strategy window a bit, but also means you've made your mandatory stop. Like, you can just play about with both the hards and the mediums as the race comes along. The downside, of course, being that because most people will prefer to go for harder tires, they usually pick the harder set of compounds, which means you really only have one set of softs to play with usually. So
allegedly Meepo spun some.
Meepo spin, he doing a stroll.
That's what I was told by Ocean Chief.
I mean, he's P13 at the minute. When did that happen? Because I thought he would have lost more places there.
He dropped from P8.
Ah. Well, see, we don't get yellow alerts on that because, of course, the entire track is on yellow for a safety car.
Safety car in this lap.
Safety car is in this lap. So we shall cut back to the leader. Justin. Regaining his throne. They're getting very close under that safety car there. I thought that McLaren was going to hit into the back of Justin there. It wouldn't be the first time I've seen it happen, believe it or not. Actually happened to me on this very track. I was driving a Williams. Or sorry, no, it was an Aston I was driving, and a Williams smashed into the back of me under safety car. Didn't see the safety car out in time, just smashed into the back of me.
I did it once in a Manor. Or was it a Caterham?
Well, we'll find. You can have a think about that afterwards as Justin gets the pull away. Although he was weaving about already, he still hasn't got temp in those tires, and it's not the best launch. Noah is still within range. Not enough to do anything about on this occasion, though. Few lockups in the turn 1. And it's as you were. No one changing places on the restart, it seems. Unless is anyone going to have a go into turn 1, turn 2? Nope. They're still weaving. All these hard compound tires, despite being in the middle of a desert, have not been able to get the temperature into their tires.
And that was a great restart by Justin. He timed that restart perfectly. He discounted the advantage that Noah would have. Eagle Ghost is around at the exit of turn number 4.
And AR Gamer's lagging back as well.
AR Gamer was involved in that. But a fantastic restart for Justin. He kept Noah at bay. Christian just behind Noah. It's gonna be an interesting next couple laps as Molio points out. The desert becomes one of the coldest places at night.
That's true. I completely forgot about that.
Our scientist has returned.
Yeah, well, he's more of a. That's more of a. What would that be? Oh, as Tunari nearly loses the rear. These tires not warming up very well at all. I suppose that is technically. Is that a science fact or is that more a geography fact?
I would call it a science fact.
Can you do me a favor for next race? Can you get a soundboard with the more you know sound effect?
I will create a soundboard.
And if he...
it will have some interesting sounds, and that might be one of them.
Ocean Chief saying the only thing colder is my heart. Ow, the edge. Can you also get Linkin Park crawling in my skin on the soundboard? Because we need that in here as well, man.
It's okay, Ocean Chief. We love you.
We love you, really.
Well, we might.
We
it's
might. Meteorologist is the weather, so yeah, that would be tense.
Meteorological. Yeah. Meteorological. I think that's what Molly.
Just say weatherman.
I mean, you know.
But anyway.
Big smoke into turn number 8 as everybody accordions up. Looks like Christian might have a run on Noah as Justin continues to pull away.
Yeah, Noah has he had briefly dropped out of that 1 second DRS window and indeed did lose it down that main straight. Christian did have it. I'm just keeping an eye on Gurla here to see how long they can maintain pace with this pack, because that's going to be the main thing that Tunari is worried about. Because of course, if Tunari is unable to find a way past Gurla when those tires start going off, the gap will of course increase and he could lose this DRS train in the front, while still pulling along a train of his own behind him.
Gurla seems to be keeping pace with Tuj though as they exit the final corner. The soft tires seem to be holding up pretty well. Justin fastest lap of the race, Gurla fastest lap of the race. So every time we start to question the Ferrari's choices, he seems to have an answer.
I mean, we've got PTSD from the real-life Ferraris. Can you blame us? Speaking of PTSD from the Ferraris, Crystals has a look at the inside of John Wick. Nothing doing there. John Wick is wise to it. Further on back, Basco and Skoloin, that's how you say it, are battling each other. That's the hard and the mediums battling each other. And the mediums holding on for now. Oh, there was slight contact there, I think. I saw a slight bump, although it could have been netcode. Skolian slightly into the back of Basco.
There's too much smoke for me.
Yeah. This is the new FIA regulation. You're allowed to bring smoke grenades into the car, apparently.
Yes. This was a modification they made.
Yeah.
Just for SRL Season 16.
AR Gamer reporting apparently over his radio that the hards are very slippy. Although the hard runners do seem fairly competitive on the times in comparison to the medium runners. John Wick, the highest running medium runner. I mean, he's got Makender there, but he hasn't been able to make the massive inroads that we thought he would be. And in fact, Makender is actually pressurizing John Wick. So, whilst some are reporting that the hards are struggling a little bit, and AR Gamer, to be fair, he had collisions, so he may have actually overheated his tyres initially and might be cooling them down, as that bollard on the end of the final corner finally gets taken out and goes for a ride. John Wick...
fastest lap of the race again.
Yep, John Wick is actually losing out here. The hards seem to be coming alive. Crystals also goes ahead in that slipstream. So John Wick is either on the wrong tyre compound or running a higher downforce setup, because he was eaten alive on that main straight. And in fact is being taken over now by Finsick. Finsick on the outside. John Wick will surely not have that. Finsick holds it around the outside. Does he make it stick? No, he gets shown the door. No, he does hang in there. No, he doesn't. Trick of the camera. He does get shown the door. But that was brave from Finsick.
The more this race goes on, the more confident I am that Gerla actually does know what he's doing. He can go straight from the softs to the hards, and we're seeing Crystals and John Wick and Finsick all struggling on the mediums. The hards definitely seem to be the tire of choice, and being on those soft tires, he can avoid the mediums entirely.
I mean, to be fair also, we don't know what way the setups are working. It's just that, remember, the ones who are on the hard tires, you know, they haven't really overtaken much. They started at the front pretty much, and they're still at the front. It's not so much then that the mediums are bad, it's just that they're not got the advantage compared to the hard compound tires that we thought they would. The softs are holding on for now as Gerla... Oh, Gerla snaps on, locks the rear. Whether that was just being a bit overzealous into the final corner or the tires going, I'm not too sure. We'll keep an eye on Gerla. They're going to be our sort of indicator. As Jammy sets the fastest lap of the race,
We've got to move for the lead. Noah to the inside of Justin into turn number 1.
Not quite. He thought about it, then backed out. Finsick is in the pits. He's had enough of those mediums, and they've only done 8 laps. And that was some under safety car. Now, whether he has damage from an incident, I don't know. But that's very early to be getting rid of the mediums.
Looks like Jammy's thinking about a move on Gerla back there. Can't get it done down into turn number, I think that's 4, as they run nose to tail.
Yeah, that is turn number 4 technically. I mean, 2 and 3 are, well, 3 especially is basically just a little kink, but it's still classified as a turn.
I hate the way Formula 1 counts corners. It's dumb.
I mean, look, you're in America. You only have 4 corners on most tracks.
That is true. That is true. I like my ovals. Why doesn't Formula 1 race on an oval?
Well, we used to, but then you remember...
We did, back in Monza.
No, but even then, like...
Indy,
I was going to say India, yeah, but then we had 2005 when you guys diamond grooved the surface and everyone's tires started blowing up.
No. I'm talking about the 1950s when Indy was part of the Formula 1 calendar.
Oh, like the official Indianapolis 500, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Indy
at the very
500.
least, you get some F1 drivers showing up. Takuma Sato is an Indy 500 winner.
He is. He's a 2-time Indy 500.
Wait, he won it again? When did he win it again?
Yeah, he won in 2017 and 2020.
Oh, I didn't know that. There you go. My boy Sato finally found his calling in life instead of being a kamikaze back on in the F1 circuit.
Yeah.
Shame Montoya never tried Indy too many times. He just went to NASCAR.
He's a two-time Indy 500 winner too.
Is he? I don't know.
Yeah, 2000 and 2015.
Wait, he won in 2000?
Yeah, he won the race in 2000. He led pretty much all the laps.
I don't know. See, this is where we need to have more, like, you know, cross-referencing with our racing
and
institutions.
That's why you have me.
That's why I have you. That's why I have you, boss man. You're my operator. You're my operator is what it is. As Jammy is really starting to get frustrated under the rear wing of Gerla here. We had our nice little chill out there. But Gerla, you can see Jammy's getting a bit frustrated there. And Gerla, the tires are lasting so far, but they're not showing the aggression that you'd expect from soft compound tires at this stage. They are starting to go a bit. Tug slash Touge very slowly pulling away. And
but if the objective was to avoid the medium tires, it looks like he's going to do that pretty effectively.
Ocean Chief saying there he can't get over the smoke, and he's a smoker himself. Ocean Chief, don't smoke, it's bad for your health. I know it can cure a pig, but...
What?
That's a dad joke. You've never had cured bacon?
I mean, I have.
Yeah, smoked bacon, you say it's been cured.
You British people have some weird humor.
Likewise, Yankee.
I I'm not. Listen, I'm more
As
of a
Gurla-
Dodgers guy.
As Gurla does lose out to Jammy under Slipstream and is unable to get back. Now we'll see. I think the softs are approaching at the end of their lives here. Let's see how Jammy can pull away, because he definitely had more pace. And immediately, actually, Gurla under pressure from Tunari. Tunari right under the rear wing of Jammy. And I think I'm seeing a couple of little corner cuts here as well. Further on down the order there, Skolin and Smelto. And the two... These guys have not left each other alone all race. It's Skolin and the two Haases. I guess now we can call this 2.5 men.
Boo.
Oh, well, I'm trying.
Further down the order, Makinder Pitts goes onto the soft tires.
That's an interesting choice.
The Red Bull that has a name that I'm not going to try and pronounce. Down there, Pitts puts on the hard tires. I think that was medium to hard for the Red Bull.
You
which
mean
is good for
Verch?
Gurla
Verch.
Which is good for Gurla considering he's gone 10 laps on the mediums as Meepo overtakes Crystal up the hill and around the corner.
And that's hards to mediums as well. Now I don't know if there was a mistake from Crystals. He seemed to be carrying enough speed, so are the mediums also struggling a little bit in these conditions? Oh, that's a late lunge. That was very close. While we were just witnessing that mini accident, as both Crystals and John Wick go into the pits, Justin thought about trying to get a move on Noah there, but is unable to do so.
That was Meepo and Crystals in.
Sorry, I apologize. Meepo and Crystals, yes. The front five, of course, all running on pure pace. They're all on the same strategy. So this is all just about who's got the quicker car. There may be some undercutting and overcutting.
And the top two starting to waddle away a little bit from Christian down in third, as Christian really kind of starts to back up this train, but Gurla now 1.1 seconds behind Jammy as Tunari starts to close in. They've got a fairly sizable gap back to John Wick in 8th, but it is starting, the soft tires are starting to grain and wear just a little bit on that Ferrari.
I'll tell you what though as well, this is because the reason that Christian's dropped back is Noah's been pushing. Noah down to 19% ERS. Justin did use a little bit, actually just used a lot through that third sector. He was on 50%, he's burned most of it there now. They're both running really low. Christian is also low, but he's basically in the single digits. The best runner right now for ERS is Tug, who is now burning and will maybe try and get past Christian as Gurla finally boxes to get rid of those softs on at the end of lap 12.
Justin makes a move around the outside for the race lead into turn number 1.
And Tug also does the same up to third.
Yeah, that Red Bull machine is going to start to try and pull away from Noah. He's got a big gap over Tug. They broke DRS down the main straightaway.
Although Tug is back in it now. Tug's back in DRS. Also, apologies by the way, that was an RB, we should be saying, or an AlphaTauri, or a Toro Rosso, or whatever you want to call it.
It's whatever I want to call it.
Or a baby Red Bull. We'll call it the baby Red Bull.
Sure. It's a baby Red Bull.
It's a baby Red Bull.
The baby Red Bull takes the lead and is starting to pull away from Noah.
You're going to take that and run with it all season. Christian must have cooked his tyres because he's dropped a second behind Tug already, and he's under pressure from Jammy. All is not well in the cockpit of Christian's McLaren right now.
No, there are fire alarms going off left and right in that McLaren machine. He's going to have to dive for the pits here fairly soon. Looks like he's used a lot of those hard tires as Jamie looks to the outside. Up the hill, can't make the move stick, so he'll follow him nose to tail out of turn number
Oh, don't worry about the turn numbers, it's fine. But don't worry, we'll get to some classic tracks soon. They'll actually have corner names instead of just numbers.
13. I like corner numbers.
I prefer having the names. Spa is one of the most well-known ones. As Noah will try and reclaim his lead under DRS. Tug is being tugged along for the ride here as well. And Noah does reclaim the lead. Oh, that's a big lock-up and he's gone deep.
That was actually a lock.
It was, yeah. I could see from the angle. As, who have we got in there? Christian does pit. That's a surprise. So 14 laps on the hard. That's less. That's just about half race distance. And he wants to do the same length on the mediums? That's a big ask.
That's just about what Gurla went on the softs. Gerla now onto the hards. He is 1 lap into those hard runners. He's right now sitting P3 on track. As far as the strategy goes, Makender temporarily would have the race lead if everybody were to pit now.
Yeah, shoutouts by the way to shoutouts by the way to Makender. As Ocean Chief says, Mac, stop trolling, crying emoji.
I don't know what this strategy is from the Aston Martin, but it might be working.
Is he driving Alonso's Aston, because he's presumably believing in L plan right now?
Listen, if L plan works, then J plan is not on the table.
This will be M plan. This is the M division. No wait, that's BMW. Sorry, that's my bad. That's BMW, not Aston. Back to the front though. Noah loses out to Justin. Although we've seen lots of swapping of positions between the two. They're just exchanging DRS at the minute. I think they're sort of semi-working together to try and drop Tug, but it's not happening. Tug is here, and he appears to be here to stay. And looking very confident. He has the most ERS out of the 3. He's being very smooth on his tyres. Jammy, for all his hard work getting past Gerla, has not been able to close the gap up to the top 3. He's basically 2 seconds adrift now. And Tunari is a further 3 seconds behind Jammy. So this appears to be a 3, potentially 4 horse race at present. But of course we'll have to see how well the soft and medium runners close the gap while these hard runners are still trundling around.
Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if Justin and Noah, as you said, playing a little bit of a game to try and keep Tug at bay as Jammy is being dropped from this pack. But the more they flip the lead, it doesn't give Tug a great run down the straightaway to try and overtake either one of them, unless he makes a massive lunge into turn 1.
Although Tug, by the way, has near 90% ERS, plenty in time for him, as Finzik apparently disconnected, so that's basically the in-game equivalent of having an engine issue. As AR Gamer and Meepo also swap places, but we'll see if Tug can do anything under DRS here. Noah does pull out of the slipstream, gets the run. Tug, even without that overtake, he wasn't really closing the gap there. I'm wondering if Tug has gone for a slightly higher downforce setup. He just doesn't seem to have the straight line speed even with DRS. And it's a double DRS as well.
That is possible, but when you have 2 cars battling in front of you, you don't really get a great slipstream down the straightaway, especially with all the air moving. So it is possible that whatever game Justin and Noah are playing is working, and Tug is not getting as big a slipstream as he would otherwise.
Just having a look at the time loss, of course you lose roughly about 21 seconds, maybe 22 if it's a slow pit stop on the pit lane here in Bahrain. Looking at the gaps there, the leader, if the leaders were to pit now, they'd be coming out probably about P9. 9, 10, 11 they would sort of finish. So they would still be ahead of Gerla. Gerla would be roughly about 4 or 5 seconds adrift, but of course would have warm tires and would be able to get the hammer down straight away. So could potentially close up. What we want to see is Gerla closing the gap to the leader, and indeed they are slowly, a couple of tenths every lap. So unless they want to fall further behind, the leaders do have to think about pitting soon. The other gap we've got to watch, of course, is Christian, because he is the net race leader for the ones who haven't pitted. He's 22.4 adrift and is closing, although he will have worse tires at the end.
Yellow flag.
That's Finzik, and he's retired on track. That'll be a slam dunk penalty for him. I understand the frustration, but you can't retire on track. That's a basic rule in racing leagues.
That is back straight away. As Christian sets the fastest lap of the race, he picks up a position. Smelto dives for the pits. He did get by Makender. Makender on those
soft compound tires. They've only done 6 laps.
Starting to go away. Finsick says he lagged out, which is the reason for that.
Right, well, I like that, but you still can't retire on track, Finsick. I'm sorry, that's if anyone reports that, I'm not going to report it. I'm not a steward, I'm not a driver, I have no stake in this, but if anyone reports it, that is basically a slam dunk penalty. I'm sorry to say.
I didn't see anything. I don't
Hey, come on. Hey, no. Come on. We are not lawbreakers up here in the combox.
I'm not breaking. There are no laws being broken. I just didn't see anything. The camera was not on him. I did not see where he retired.
Honor among thieves. But anyway, Justin pulling away slightly here. The gap 4/10 now, just a very slight increase. Tug actually only just on the brink of DRS there. Although whether he's dropping back deliberately to try and conserve the tires, possibly. Maybe aware he's not going to get a run. Noah, however, does get the run.
You're looking at the wrong gap. He's 6 tenths.
Sorry, that's gaps to leader. You're quite right.
He's 3 tenths to Justin now.
And looking at gaps to the leader, they've lost one extra position now. The gap is about 21 seconds. There you can see it's 22 seconds to Basco. They probably come out P10 now rather than P9 if these ones were to all pit. But they would have the freshest rubber.
They would. And that does give them at least a little bit of an advantage as Basco dives for the pits.
Yep. It's only the top 5 that have to pit still. And AR Gamer, we should mention him. And Scolian as well. Scolian.
Yeah, Scolian in the Williams machine on the hard.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think the Williams is hot as well. So feel free to say that.
I was gonna say Haas because I saw the hard tire.
Oh no! Don't insult the Williams. Come on now.
Yeah, that's my bad. My American brother used to race for Williams.
Ocean Chief saying there. Wait, what? Oh, it's Logan.
Yeah, Logan.
Yeah, Logan. How's Logan doing these days? Ocean Chief. Sorry, it was a rhetorical question. Ocean Chief saying that might be a game bug where he retired immediately after rejoining, and true enough, he did retire as soon as he rejoined, pretty much. So, if that's another bug, thank you, Codemasters. But it's been overall a rather quiet race so far, you'd have to say. We've had some overtakes, but it's not been the showstopper, at least not yet.
Yeah, we had that safety car right at the beginning of the race. As Tenori dives for the pits. We had that safety car at the beginning of the race, kind of changed the game a little bit for a couple guys. But as you said, fairly quiet. Nobody really tried to take advantage of that safety car because it was so early, which has kind of allowed Justin and Noah and Tug to control the race. And Jamie's just kind of riding back there. I think he's kind of stabilized the gap at about 3 seconds as it stands.
Now this is interesting. Tunari, for his final stint, going to the softs. Are the softs going a bit tougher than we thought? That's 10 laps to do on those softs. Makender has currently done 8 laps. He's in P5 at the minute, 16 seconds adrift of Jamie. And the gap is actually increasing now. No, it is decreasing a bit. So the softs might be okay to the end here.
Makender and Christian right now well inside the pit stop delta. If Justin and Noah were to come in, I believe they'd come out somewhere near Meepo, possibly. Probably just in front of Meepo, maybe a little behind, but definitely still in front of Gerla.
Well, like we said, Christian is what we believe to be the net race leader, but I don't know if Makender is a tire whisperer somehow.
And the race leaders are in.
All 4 of them. Oh, that's interesting. This will all depend on who is the battle of the pit crews, as Makender should take temporary lead of the race unless Christian decides to deny him along the main straightaway here. And they're all
Everybody's going to the soft tires except for Jamie.
Alright, Jamie thinking the softs are the wrong call. And indeed, Christian does deny Makender the chance to lead a full lap. So Christian now leads the race. Has not got to stop again. Makender in theory can go to the end, although it's going to be highly doubtful he can make the softs last 18 laps. Justin from Noah, Tug and Jamie there as they were. Now we'll see if Jamie has been smart or dumb. Tunari, by the way, did not get the advantage of the undercut. He's 2 seconds adrift. And actually, do you know what? That's because he's had to battle through traffic. He had to get past Meepo and Gerla. And that's cost him time. And Meepo's not letting this one go.
Ooh, that is a tough battle through the S section. Tunari finally got him around the outside into turn 7. So now he sets his sights on, he sets the crosshairs on Jammy. 3.2 to the Alpine in P6 as Justin is around Makender. That RB Visa Cash App, whatever you want to call it, has closed in, and he's got Christian all over. He's all over the gearbox in the McLaren. He has filled up those mirrors.
I'll call it Visa Cash App, whatever it is, when I'm dead in the ground. But anyway, yes, now the question is, can Noah get through just as quickly? And Christian, you'd think surely playing the team game will try and slow Justin down, but doesn't. Well, though he is burning a little bit. He's in hot lap mode, but is not able to defend. And now you'd have to say, now is Christian going to let his teammate through? Surely thinking, look, the softs are clearly the better tyre at this point. But
yeah,
he's not under any obligation to. It's the first race of the season.
I think he's gotta let Noah by. I think Noah is obviously the faster driver. He runs a little bit wide at the exit of turn number 4. Noah will swoop around the outside, and that McLaren is up to second as he sets his sights on the Visa Cash App Red Bull race leader.
That looked a bit like something of a let through. It was very well orchestrated if it was. And now Christian's job will be to hold up Tug, who is right under the rear wing as they go through turn 10. DRS activated, and Tug, well, Christian can try to defend like a lion, but when the line is under attack from a fecking A10, yeah, the lion's not going to stand a chance.
That was slingshot engaged down the back straightaway, and Tug got by easily.
Now this is crucial though. Noah's outside of DRS, but Tug is not. Tug is within DRS range of Noah. That's crucial.
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting battle. It's a 3-car battle for the race win, but Justin seems to be scooting away just a tad down the main straightaway. Gap 1.8 down into turn number 1.
And Tug closes up by about 0.5 there. Christian also closes up.
Noah, it is absolutely crucial that Noah breaks the slipstream fairly soon. The last thing he needs is to come under attack from Tug. He's got to try and catch Justin all by himself, but it looks like Justin has a rocket ship underneath him right now.
I mean, Noah just doesn't have the tools right now. He's down to 25% ERS. Tug has restored more, so has Justin. Noah is burning everything just to keep Tug at bay. Christian with more in the tank, but he's on a slower compound tyre and just doesn't seem to be having the pace of the minute compared to the soft compound runners. Whether he comes back at the end, but he pitted very early. And I think Jammy's even catching him now, so I think Christian made the wrong call by pitting early. But then, did he have much choice with the way the Haars were behaving? Possibly not. As it stands, the main battle is for second place, because Justin is 2 seconds clear. Now, of course, one thing we haven't mentioned, of course, is track limits. They can be surprisingly easy to get around here. We don't know how many warnings people are on. We only get notifications of penalties. Justin, for all we know, could be on 2 warnings. Noah could be on 2 warnings. Tug could be on 2 warnings. We don't know. And very quickly, we could just see at the top popping up there, someone has a 3-second penalty. As Justin breaking the slipstream, in case you thought he was breaking down on the right-hand side there. No, just breaking the toe. And Tug trying to find a pass, as Jammy does get through. And Christian is a sitting duck right now.
Yeah, that strategy game he tried to play, putting on the pitting off the hard tires early, putting on the mediums, doesn't look like it's worked in his favor. He's got a pretty sizable gap back to Tenori in 6th. Hopefully he can hold on to the top 5, but it looks like Jammy's starting to close at least a little bit on the top couple, but still Justin continues to scoot away as they head down the back straightaway. Indeed.
And the gap is 2.5 now. Tug not able to make the big pass that he wants. He's just not able to close up enough in this middle sector. And of course he'll be burning his tyres the whole time, although he's saving up a lot. Whether he's just biding his time, potentially thinking, look, the win is gone, barring a miracle here. He's got more than twice the amount of ERS that Noah has. So, let's have a check with Tug. We're right on board with him. Through the final corner. Nice smooth run, but so it was for Noah as well. DRS active. He's still only in medium though. And Noah looks like he's harvesting quite a lot there. Maybe thinking he can't fight it here, but he'll try and fight on the next lap. And sure enough, Noah has regained about 20-30% of his ERS, but Tug barely even had to use anything. He's near full ERS. Noah with the DRS trying to get back along this second straightaway is not able to. He'll have to stay with him in Sector 2. The gap at the front, 3.7. Tug may be thinking, well, Tug will obviously still try and go for the win, but Noah may be thinking, do what you must. Justin has already won. Not sure why I'd be helping Justin, but, you know. Let me have my crazy theories. So, what can Noah do?
SLR conspiracy theory?
Perish the thought. So, can Noah get back at him? He's saved up the ERS for all this lap. He's on 76%. Tug on 95. Jammy, meanwhile, slowly closing up. Those mediums doing alright for Jammy. Not so much for Christian, but they're doing alright for Jammy. He is slowly closing that gap. Could we see a surprise at the end for the podium here from Jammy if he's able to keep this gap?
I think Noah, I think the soft tires on that McLaren are starting to wear a little bit. He pushed really, really hard to try and catch Justin, and Justin just kind of walked away from him. So now it becomes a battle for the second step of the podium as Noah to the inside. He'll take P2 down into turn number 1.
He burned like half of his ERS store there though as well. And Tug didn't really fight that one, didn't even activate his ERS at all. Just, he knows that battle is lost there. He's counting the laps. And he knows, he seems more measured and content at this point. He knows when he's got to push. He knows when he's got to burn that energy. Noah just doing everything he can to stay ahead. As Justin is just focused on trying to keep it clean. 3.8 the gap. This is the closest battle on track, aside from just looking down the rest of the order. The two Haas's. Oh, this is a nice little train. We've got an inter-team battle between the Haas's and the Red Bulls. Obviously, it's not for points.
Gamer in the AR Gamer in the Visa Cash App Red Bull back there.
With 22 lap old hards, by the way.
He's tried to make the strategy work.
Well, 14th would say that it hasn't really worked. But this is interesting to see, the Haas and the Red Bulls. A little bit of a battle going on for Constructors' Glory as AR Gamer spins off and loses his front wing. Those tires clearly crying enough. Well, he'll definitely have to come in for a pit stop now. I'm guessing it was too late for a safety car. We haven't even got yellows technically, even though there's a bit of carbon fiber currently sitting somewhere out in the middle of the desert. Is it weird that that RB actually looks kind of alright without its nose cone? I mean,
you know, I don't. No, it doesn't look bad without a nose cone.
You're dodging. Is this violating TOS or something?
Listen.
A car without its nose.
Listen, I don't have opinions about cars without noses. All cars have noses.
What is this? No, it feels like we're high up in here. Did you open the window whenever we got the things out?
No, I did not open.
Yeah, that explains it. Anyway, Tug is now ahead of Noah, and half a second as they go into Sector 2. Now, is this where Tug is able to pull away a little bit? He's got double the ERS. He won't have DRS, but he seems to know when to use it. He's in overtake going up the hill here, which is an interesting place to use it. Actually, come to think of it, if I look at his ERS deployment, a lot of the time I'm seeing he tends to use it more like the old, this is me showing my age here, the KERS system back in 2010 to 2012, or 2013, sorry it was, where, you know, it was still a rechargeable battery, but most drivers would use it to get like a little boost out of acceleration coming off a corner. He was actually on none there, very briefly. And I think that was quite deliberate to try and let Noah through. Because Noah is below 20% right now.
Yeah, that's just what I was about to say, is that Noah has Noah's burned almost all of his ERS. Ocean Chief has a question. I think it's a very valid question. He says, if a car has a nose, does that mean it smells?
Only about as much as that joke did. We've also been asked to focus on the Red Bull house battle, and that's why, because they take each other out. Verch and Smelto make contact. No damage done, but they're not going to be happy with each other, are they? RGP Racing, you might want to change your last message there. It's going to be a nice one. There was nothing nice about what happened there.
Definitely going to be some post-race penalties, though.
Possibly, yeah. No, they're now all a second apart as well, so that's kind of ruined any prospect of the battle as well. So, that's a slight frustration. Further in the middle, in sort of the middle front there, Tunari did find their way past Christian, eventually. But the closest battle right now is still Tug and Noah. Makender, who I'm sure Ocean Chief is still accusing of trolling, is only a few tenths off of Gurla in P7. So this could be one to watch as well. We'll keep an eye on these two.
Yeah, Gurla's tried to make this strategy work. Unfortunately, just didn't catch the right brakes at the right time. Definitely a strategy that potentially could have worked. He had the right idea. Just the leaders ran it in reverse.
I mean, he's basically maintained position. So has Makender. They're actually about to just swap positions as Crystals picks up the first time penalty of the race. The main one losing out on their strategy there is Christian, as Tug did get ahead of Noah under DRS going down the main straight, because they're all coming along the back straight now. So will Tug be able to hold position? We'll have to wait and see. But there's no way, unless there's a major mishap for Justin, no way he's losing the lead now. 4.4 the gap, barring any potential penalties, which I don't think any of the front ones have put a foot wrong. Really, it's all been down to strategy. It looks at the minute that Tug is going to hold on to this. Although, is he? He's got. If Noah's going to make the move, he's got to make it on this final run to the line, because the DRS zone is so close to the start finish line that you don't get time to take advantage. Oh, and Noah overcooks it, loses some time, but is he still within a second? Maybe just. He is
still within a second, but that's probably going to be all she wrote for that battle.
Does Jamie now have a chance at the podium?
He might. If Noah.
Oh, John Wick's gone.
It is John Wick into the wall. That is the exit of turn number 8. Looks
That's
like
an interesting spot to go.
In the tires over there.
Jamie with DRS, but he has no ERS. He's down to 14%. He's got nothing else to battle with there. DRS was not enough. That might be it for Jamie's chances of a podium.
Yeah, and it looks like Justin is going to complete a perfect race. He picked up a bunch of spots off the start. He does have the fastest lap as it stands right now. Unless he pulls a J.R. Hildebrand, I don't see a way that he loses this.
I feel like they're going to have to explain that reference to some people there, but anyway. Do
you understand that reference?
No, I'll be honest. But anyway, let's talk about it after the race, because for now, it looks like Justin will win. Who's going to join him on the podium? Will it be Tug and Noah in that order? Will Noah be able to get the run back? Will Jamie have one final chance? I personally don't think he will. I think it's going to finish as it is now. And I was going to say no one's been lapped, but it looks like Eagle Ghost. Can he survive without being lapped? That'd be amazing if we had a race where no one's been lapped, which would show really the pace of these drivers overall, even with some unfortunate happenings. And Eagle Ghost does survive to finish. We're going to have everyone finish on the lead lap, but Justin is going to finish first on the lead lap. Second across the line is Tug, followed by Noah and Jamie.
Justin continues his winning ways.
Indeed he does. Tunari maybe feels a bit hard done by, got caught in traffic, wasn't really able to threaten that top group. He'll finish P5. Christian will be disappointed in 6th after starting on the front row. That's a Norris performance if ever I saw one. Makender in 7th. Gurla survives, just losing one position, and Makender DNF'd over the line. Well, that's going to be an interesting one for the stewards to figure out. And that means technically Skolin finishes 8th. Ocean Chief, if you want to shout at Makender for trolling again, now is the time. Basco effectively claims 9th. Vert will pick up a point, technically. Meepo 11th, Smelto in 12th. Crystals will be 13th, AR Gamer will be 14th, and Eagle Ghost will be 15th. Makender smashed his car off before he crossed the line.
From the camera angle that I'm seeing, it looks like he smashed his car after he crossed the line.
Well, I mean, his smash car is over the line, let's put it that way. Basco in the points. RGP Racing really loving that one. Presumably they know Basco quite well. Basco, even if that position is reinstated, Basco would still take a point for the Haas team. So, well done to him. Verge, I think, will probably feel a bit hard done by. Because, let's be honest, it was Makender being silly over the line that cost him that position. Ocean Chief saying, just insane. Just insane, that's a good... I thought my jokes were bad. Basco actually gets driver of the day according to the game. In your opinion, my boss man, who would you say was driver of the day for you?
I think there's a lot of options for the driver of the day. Personally, I mean, you know, I have to agree. I think Justin's driver of the day. He ran nearly a perfect race, and that's what got the job done. He won by 4.4 seconds, which is big considering the depth of this field. He really showed his pace on that final stint. They were exceptionally close coming out of the pits, and he was able to pull away from the McLaren quite comfortably.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Lepson will have a go at us if we say that because obviously the race winner is a big contender for driver of the day. I'm going to put my voice in for Tug, I've got to say. Making it onto the second step of the podium. Whereas Justin, was more about managing, conserving his race. Tug had to do more of a fight through the some of the positions. He had a great intense battle with the McLaren. He measured it to perfection. Played the games when he had to. Broke off when he had to. And to come from 5th up to 2nd, I think is just slightly pips Justin, in my opinion, for driver of the day. Me personally. Other notable mentions there: Jamie up from 6th to 4th. Really good job from Scolian up from 15th to 8th, and indeed Basco from 17th to 9th. And even Verch up 4. Very underrated drives there because, of course, it was all happening in the midfield. But for me, I would say Tug is my driver of the day.
I think that's a fair assessment.
I mean, yours is fair as well. It could be either of them, honestly. I mean,
yeah.
but well, do you know what? Honestly, aside from the technical glitch there and Makender being an absolute troll across the line, well done everybody for keeping such a clean race. As far as I'm aware, we had everyone finish on the lead lap. So there was only one small incident between the Red Bull and the Haas. I'm trying to exit the game, but it's making me pick my team. And it's Aston Martin. Sorry, I'll be with you 2 seconds. You'll hear Alonso in the background because I pick him for the fan zone, even though I really don't care about this feature. I mean, everyone finished on the lead lap. We only had 1 or 2 small incidents. Everyone drove very cleanly. There were some good battles throughout the field. Overall, it was a very good opening account for all the drivers, I would say.
Yes, it was very clean race. Not a lot of penalties. I don't know that the stewards are going to have a lot to do after this race.
Yeah, maybe just a couple of points for them to raise. Obviously, we'll have that. I imagine there will be some talk about that battle between the Haas and the Red Bull. Who was to blame of that? We actually got a great camera angle of that one. There'll probably also be some talk about what happened to Finsick, whether it was a glitch or whether he retired on track. We obviously don't know. He'll have to provide his POV for that. But yeah, overall, I mean, not the showstopper, that we were all hoping for, maybe, but certainly not a boring race. It kept us entertained throughout and very strategic, which is what we like to see. Well, something else we like to see, of course, is people in the interview room, and we have Justin in there. We'll wait a few minutes and see if anyone else shows up. John Wick and Verch are currently in Joel's Jewellery right now. just shooting the breeze, I imagine.
I've never been to Joel's Jewelry.
I mean, neither have I. I've heard it's nice though. They make a mean pasta salad.
I do like pasta salad.
You do like pasta salad?
Yeah, pasta salad is one of my favorite things to eat.
Just looking in the team radio, as I like to call it, our chat. Noah apparently has revealed the problem that he had. Tire wear lap 1, he accidentally put on used tires because by the end of lap 1 he was 18% worn on the rears.
Oh, yeah.
So that would explain why he struggled a bit to pull away. So he had really bad tire wear there. Jammy apologising to Makender in case there wasn't enough room. Tuna Man saying Justin dominance might bore the fans. Well,
that's true.
I mean, I tell you what though, it was close. It's not like he romped away by 30 seconds or something. You know, it was close at the end still. You know, it was only a 5-second gap because the other two were battling with each other. So, no, I don't think we're going to see domination as such. I think he's going to have a bit of a fight in his hands as Justin. And to be honest, Justin appears to be the only one in the interview room. So we'll move him on up here to the comm box. Justin.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What's up, dog?
Hello.
Oh my god. See what I have to put up with from these guys?
Hey, you love me.
I'm loath to admit it, but yes. Anyway, congratulations, Justin, on the first win of the season. Starting as you mean to go on, presumably, and carrying on quite well from last year. You are, of course, the defending champion. First of all, talk us through your race. Talk us through it.
It was a learning curve, because to be brutally honest, I just didn't have any time to practice for this race. I found a setup about 15 minutes before, loaded up, felt good for one lap, and that was about it. So the hards just felt terrible, and then for some reason the softs felt really good. And there wasn't much work I could have done with Noah. We tried pulling away from the DRS a couple times on Christian, but it didn't work. So yeah, the final stint was just about, I guess, keeping the pace, trying to create a big enough gap as possible in case if there's any Codemasters issues from the new patch. But yeah, it seemed pretty good.
Indeed. And I suppose just you're mentioning some of the other drivers there. What is your assessment of the field looking for the rest of the season? I mean, is this just like a one-off, or who do you expect your main title challengers to be?
Well, I was going to say Danny, but obviously he's not racing. So Danny, if you're listening, come back, please. Tunari, McKender, if he actually tries. Lipo, Christian, and Noah. Definitely all top shots, and I don't mean that in a bad way against McKender.
Sorry, we're sending we're sending the medical car down to the Aston Martin garage because shots have been fired. I repeat, shots have been fired.
He made some questionable strategy calls last season when he could have easily won. So I don't know if today he did the same.
Well, Ocean Chief said he was trolling at one point, so I think that tells you everything you need to know about his strategy calls.
Yeah, because he's genuinely quick, McKenna. I know he is. He's a 2-time champ here, so if he actually puts in the work, he could definitely be up there. But
maybe he's in Kimi Räikkönen mode, like he's a 2-time champ. Maybe he's just like thinking, I'm just gonna be here to have some fun. Let's do a little trolling.
Probably.
Anything to add there, boss man?
Just the final stint. You pulled away by, what was it, 4 seconds or so? Did you have that pace kind of the whole race? Were you just kind of holding back there for a little bit?
I think it was a bit of a fluke, to be honest, because I mean on the hards there were some points where I managed to get the gap over a second, but then I'd immediately get it back because ERS is very powerful around here. But I just never really felt comfortable around the hards, but on the softs I did. I think it was more of a case of I got past McKender and Christian at the right time. I didn't get held up the entire Sector 3 behind them. And then I was able to run away after that. So I think pace-wise, I mean, I was only really a couple tenths a lap at most faster. It was just, the gap was made once they got stuck behind the traffic, essentially.
We look ahead to next week. You are out in Vegas. What challenges does that Vegas track present for you?
Staying away from the casinos, probably.
Yeah, definitely. But probably with the new patch, the giant sphere, because I hear they added animations to it, so that might be incredibly distracting. But Vegas is my second strongest track, so I'm hoping to do good both in quali and in the race.
What was your strongest track?
Mexico.
Right, those two are your strongest, and you already won on one of your weaker. Oh boy. Maybe they're right. Maybe Justin Dominance will bore the fans. But anyway, Las Vegas. It's the odds. Maybe the odds will be in your favor next week. Maybe not.
Let's see.
But for now, it's odds on that is all we've got time for because no one else is in the interview room. They're probably all cooling down after a really quite an intense race, albeit not with as much action, but still quite an intense race. Yeah. So that's basically it from us, unless you have anything else you want to add there, boss man.
I don't. It was a great race. Looking forward to next week. My home race in Vegas.
You actually live in Vegas or near or in the same state?
Miami's closer to my home race. But it's an American race.
Oh, I thought you were just going to say you were ashamed to to say that Miami is your home track. To be honest, I wouldn't blame you. A third sector can go die in a fire. But anyway, yes. So we will see you all next week in Las Vegas. Elvis cosplays are mandatory, boss man. So I expect you in here with gelled up hair.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You will. I've got a webcam. I will turn on my webcam, gel my hair, live on stream.
Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, with Vegas being so popular with money, I am open to bribes from the other drivers to sabotage Justin. So, no. But anyway, we will see you all next week, hopefully. Thank you for joining us for the opening of Season 16 of SLR. Hard to believe it's been going for so long now. It's crazy, that thought, isn't it? But, yep, Season 16 is officially well underway. Hopefully it's a sweet one. We've had a good opening race in Bahrain. Here's to many more throughout the rest of the season. And actually, just to fill in before we go, just to give you a heads up on what the calendar is. So we've had Bahrain. On the 20th, we go to Las Vegas, as we said. 27th, we go to Singapore. We go to Abu Dhabi on the 4th of December. Great Britain on the 11th. Qatar on the 18th of December. We're cutting it very close to the Xmas season. Then we take a break for Christmas. Spain is actually on New Year's Day, believe it or not. On January 1st, we're going to Spain, which surprises me. Monaco on the 8th of January. Belgium on the 15th. Mexico on the 22nd. The 29th will be China. And then we finish the season, it's only a short season, on February the 5th in Austria.
Listen, it's a great calendar. A lot of really exciting tracks, especially the back half of the year. Spain, Monaco, Belgium,
Mexico.
I'm gonna come with a Elvis cosplay for Vegas. I might come with a Trump cosplay for Mexico, seeing as he will be the president on January 22nd.
That is true, yeah, that is very true. For better or for worse. But anyway, I'm over here in the UK. I don't mind that too much. But anyway, we'll leave it there. We'll leave you with that tantalizing prospect of the calendar. An action-packed, if short season, because it's all crammed in there. Hopefully won't leave you guys bored. And sure, the break will give you a chance to sleep off your Christmas dinner. But until next week on the 21st of November, we will see you in Las Vegas. Until then, have a very good evening and thank you so much for watching. Take care.